have to learn to fly with my right hand.
Oh, yeah.
I'm left-handed.
So we can do the dash check gauges. I usually start from the left and move all the way to the right.
Okay.
Just check your temperatures coming up.
Okay, the temperatures, the cylinder heads are just under 200 and are equal.
Yeah, and then your airspeed.
Airspeed,
Make
yes.
sure that it's not got water in it or something, or up to 20. Chris said it's usually about 10, so I think you can dial that.
It's showing 10.
And then you go across to make sure your fuel is good.
Okay, fuel, yes.
RPM.
It's full. RPM is 3,000.
The vertical speed is an extra, but that's okay.
And
then your altimeter, I think it's like 950 or something.
He said 980.
80? Okay, so 1,000 will be okay if you want.
Okay.
It's up to you unless you want to dial at 980.
It's at 1,000, so we'll bring it down a little bit.
And then your EGT temperatures.
Yes, they are not exactly balanced, but they're approaching 900, which is where they should be.
Okay. And then your key switch, so we'll do a mag check.
All right.
That's one side. That's the other side. Back to both.
Do you hear a difference?
Yep. See, yeah, back to both. Usually you go to one, then you go back to both to let it clean up a bit.
Yeah.
Then you go to the opposite side, and then back to both, and then it'll clean up a bit.
All right.
And then the fuel pump, you might want to flip it off just to check that the diaphragm pump will still work for a bit.
Okay.
That's a good double check on that, and before we take off, we'll pump it back on again.
Okay.
And then down below is your radio.
Yes, and we got our frequency,
yeah,
122.800.
Radio and your intercom are both working.
Yep, and the squelch on the intercom is set right.
Yeah, and then before takeoff, we'll do the doors and the seat belts again.
Yep, the seat belts.
And something I didn't do with Chris, but I learned before with your controls, you would do, there's 6 controls. So you do your stick, you go back and forth, and then you look at your elevator, make sure it's working.
Yes.
And then you'll go left and right, and then check the ailerons.
Yes.
And I was told, make sure they're in the right direction. So you go left, the aileron goes up.
Yes.
And the right one goes down. If you go to the right, it goes up, and your left one goes down.
Yes.
Just in case anybody does work on your ailerons, you don't want them to hook them up backwards, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So they had that happen. A guy took off in a Cessna, and they were linked up backwards.
Oh boy.
And he turned right, and it kept banking left, and he turned right harder. Until he left, he screwed himself right into the ground and died. So that's one of the checks.
Yeah, a good one.
So we're pretty much done, and we're warmed up, so we can taxi down to the end.
Okay, and we'll turn. Do we need to turn the fuel pump back on now?
Yeah, it can be now, so you don't forget. We know it's running still on the diaphragm, so that'll make sure it's on before takeoff.
Okay. So
throttle.
Okay.
And is your brake off? Your parking brake?
Not yet.
The little strap?
Okay, I'll take that off now. Oop. Dropped it. Got it.
You got it?
Yeah. I don't know where he keeps that
on. On the handle, the front handle, I think.
On the brake handle.
Yeah, brake handle, yeah.
Okay. We're ready.
Ready to go?
We're ready to go.
Just make sure nobody's on approach.
And we'll do that when I turn left?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see ahead of you. That's where they'll approach. Still a east wind.
Yes.
And when you turn, you'll look to the left in case somebody might be coming in the wrong direction. We don't know.
Yeah, yeah. And they should be watching us, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah. And then pull the stick back whenever you're taxiing.
Okay. going on here. Okay.
Okay.
I'm steering with the stick, and I should be steering with my feet.
With your feet, that's right. And pull the stick right back.
Yes.
And then a right pedal.
Okay.
There we go. Nobody's coming in either direction, so we're good. So you always taxi with the stick back. That takes the weight off the nose wheel. Pull the stick back. Yeah, always back. So the stick back pulls the elevator up, and it just takes a little bit of weight off your nose wheel.
Yep.
Your nose wheel is the weak link, and that's the first thing you're going to break off.
Okay.
So you always take care of your nose wheel.
There. Back to steering with the stick. Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, even in the air, we will consider steering with our feet as well. So if you want to bank left, it's the same as turning left on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll add just a little bit of foot on the left or right, and a little bit is like a 1/4 inch or less in the air. On the ground, it's however sharp you want to turn. And your ground roll is greatly affected by how long the grass is.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
You'll start to notice that it took longer some days than others. It could be you just cut the grass.
Yeah, yeah.
Or it could be the winds.
Now, when I do my turnaround, is it a left turn or a right turn? Does it matter?
I would say usually left, because everyone is expecting you to be on the left side of the airplane.
Okay.
So if they're following behind, they might taxi down with you so that they could take off right after. So they may expect you to be turning left. Okay. So I think it's a good habit, just mostly left turns. But we can go further down.
Okay.
Yeah, further. We'll go right down to the end. And it'll take the full runway to turn, so we'll slow it down now. And don't forget your brake handle if you need it. You're the only one with a brake. So let's go left. I'll push the rudder a bit. There you go. Left, we'll stay right on this edge.
Yeah, okay.
And very slowly we will do a full right rudder. There you go, right rudder. You're nice and gentle, we're not in a hurry. Just until you're straight and in the center of the runway. There you go. Okay, this is where we stop.
Yeah.
We'll close our doors and we'll do our checks again. I'll do the bungee cord for you. Yeah, you got an upper lock on this side.
Yeah, okay.
And the bungee cord again will be on.
Okay.
2 locks. Now double check your seatbelt. Doors are locked, seatbelt's done up nice and tight.
Yep. All right. So, okay.
Throttle and a quick check. Now, if I need to take control, I will say I have control.
Yes.
You have to repeat to me, you have control.
All right.
And then that's our switch over. And then when I let you have control back, I'll say, okay, you have control. And you'll say, I have control to acknowledge.
All right.
And then you can take control.
Okay.
That way we don't, if I say I have control, I need it right away.
Okay. I'll do
and
that.
then you can switch over.
Okay.
And just quick check on both. Fuel pumps on. Gauges look good on the green. We're ready to go.
Actually, cylinder head down to 800. So
Yeah.
they're okay. The engine's idling. That's,
yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll pull right back on the stick and we'll hold back until the instant you start to come off the ground. We will slowly let it go forward.
Okay.
Okay, this will get our nose wheel up right away, and we'll run on 2 wheels until we leave the ground. We'll slowly let it go forward.
Okay.
And we'll hold the throttle with the left hand until we're well into our climb out.
Yes.
Just in case we have to abort and pull back right away.
Yes. Okay.
All right, so we can go full throttle.
A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, steer with your feet. Just hold the stick straight back. I'll be with you on the controls, so if you feel me pushing, that'll be okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'll let you know that I'm helping.
All right.
Pull back the stick and straight down the runway. Full throttle. There we go. Pull back the stick. Pull back. So we climb out at 60 miles an hour. Pull back the stick a bit. There we go. If you pull back, it'll slow you down a bit, right?
Yeah, okay.
So you watch your speed. If you're going 70, then you can pull back the stick a bit.
Yep.
Pull back a bit, pull back, yeah, there you go. Now keep this attitude. Keep the horizon right there. Pull back, pull back, pull back some more.
Our speed is down to 55.
Okay.
Go, there's 60.
There you go, so just hold there. Oh, hold it back, hold it back. Hold it back some more. There you go.
Traffic exit, you'll call Chris on
Whoa.
Okay, we're gonna make a left turn, slight left turn. There you go. And we can slow down the RPM a little bit, just a little, nice and gentle. Pull back some RPM. There we go. Okay, we'll stay there now. And pull back the stick some more, yeah. Okay, see the horizon, how it's right at your dash line?
Yes.
We want your dash to be slightly above the horizon, just slightly above. Yeah, right there. Left foot. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you have to use your feet to steer as well in the air. It helps. A little bit slower, gentler movements. Very gentle, and there we go. Nice. If it tips...
Yeah, I'm watching the string here.
Okay, pull your nose up some more. There you go. And we can turn this squelch a bit more so that we don't have the extra static.
Can you hear me? Yep.
Yep. Turn it a bit more, counterclockwise. Okay. That's your radio. Maybe we could turn the volume of the radio down. There we go. Okay, so at this point we could turn off our fuel pump. And we just make sure it stays running. Now steer with your feet too, don't forget.
Oh, okay. I keep trying to steer with the stick.
Yes. Now this is just getting a feel of all the controls. How do you feel?
A little better.
Yeah? Now you can relax a bit. We're level flight, 2,500 feet up.
Yes.
And we're just cruising along nicely. This is a good RPM. Now you can't chase the string. If the string goes off, you can't chase it right away. You just have to do a very small correction and then wait about 3 or 4 seconds to see if it improves.
Okay. Now moving the stick left and right I should be steering with my feet, not my stick.
Well, in a general aviation, you can steer with the stick. That's the way you can turn and bank. But with the Challenger, you have to use both. You have to do the foot a little bit and the stick a little bit at the same time. It'll help coordinate your turn.
Now we're bouncing around. I guess we must be into some thermals.
Yes, today will be really bad for thermals. We're going across a lot of treed and then plowed fields, so we'll get different air. And it's the middle of the day, so the ambient temperature of the sun has heated up different surfaces.
Yep.
So we will get, this is the bounciest part of the day. So if your wings tip up, don't try to correct right away. Just do a very small movement, and they may gently come back on their own. You can't chase it all the time.
Okay.
It will bounce around in this mid-afternoon weather, and it's nothing to do with you.
Okay.
So we're climbing quite high, but that's okay. 3,000 is all right.
Oh.
You don't want to get too much higher. Oh, there's some descending for us. Don't forget your foot. And the foot really brings it around quick, so you only need like 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, on your feet, just enough to help kick your tail around.
Yeah.
So we don't want to get too fast in our dive. You notice we went to 90 miles an hour.
I didn't see that.
Okay, well that 100 miles an hour is our limit.
Yes.
So at any point I was about to pull back.
Why are we?
Because you're letting the stick go forward.
Okay.
Just pull back a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna just be on the controls with you. I'm not taking control. I'll just slow you down a little bit. There. Nice, and I'll put a shock dampener on your controls. There you go. And we can even slow down the RPM slightly because, yeah, that's good. just enough. There we go. And pull back just a little bit. Yep, and you're on your own again. Now everything is very gentle movements, very small movements. Now we'll make a 180-degree turn, and we'll go back in the opposite direction, okay? So use your foot and use your stick, only 1/8 of an inch. There you go, nice turn. Just a little bit. Now it'll keep rolling over, so you got to kind of slow it, the turn down. Once you initiate the turn, then you got to tell it, okay, don't go too much. That's perfect. See, your string is almost in the middle.
Yeah.
This is a very nice turn, very coordinated. And it feels comfortable, doesn't it?
Yes, yes. Feeling better.
Yeah. So that's nice. See, they're very, very small movements.
A lot of stuff going on, but
Yeah. And a lot of times you gotta initiate your turn, but then wait for it. You wait 2 seconds. It's always delayed.
okay.
You initiate 1/8 of an inch, and then you see if it's coming or not.
Feel those thermals.
Yeah. Okay, so you're doing this all on your own now, and it's very comfortable.
Good.
So our climb out after takeoff, it was a lot to feel it, right?
Yeah,
Now,
that was.
after 10 minutes, you've already can feel it, and you're flying perfect right now. Look at your string, it's dead center.
Yes.
That little bit of wiggle around, don't worry and don't chase that. If it's an inch and a half out, it's still good. Only if it's like 45 degrees out, that's when you start correcting.
Okay.
Because we got so many different winds, even that's okay. Yeah, see, it comes back already on its own.
Yeah.
So see how your dash has gone above the horizon?
Yes.
Now it's bobbing below the horizon. So you just try to keep the dash and on the stick, forward and back. You only need like a 1/16 of an inch. Like just a very small, just if your nose is going down, just pull back like a 1/16 and then wait for it to come up. It'll come up.
Okay.
As it's coming up, then you got to go back to where you were, right?
Yeah.
You don't hold the stick that position back, because you will keep going up and up and up and up. So we are climbing quite high now. We want to go back below 3,000. So your dash, just keep it generally below the horizon.
Yeah.
We don't want to go down too fast. Yeah, keep that dash line. And I told, yeah, see, that's too much. So just pull back slightly. Okay, now go back where you were. Pull back slightly. I'll help you here.
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, there's some thermals. I'll help you. So pull back a bit. Yeah. You stay on the controls. It's your airplane. I'm going to slow the engine down for you a little bit. There you go. Just pull back at just another 16. There you go. You see how it's just enough?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to speed your engine up a bit for you. Now, I was telling Chris, you see the white reflection on your window?
Yes.
That, if you keep that also at the horizon, that might be another indication that you're flying level or slightly descending.
Yes.
Because that'll be, when we're on approach to the runway, If you keep that white line at the horizon, that'll be a nice gradual descent. You see how it's way down below, which would mean we're descending a lot quicker.
Is that Toronto down there?
Toronto is...
Pretty good. CN Tower?
Let me look. Yes, you're right.
Still at 3,200.
Pull back a bit. Pull back the stick. Pull back the stick. Back more. There you go.
Now, that wobbling back and forth, I'm not doing anything.
No, that's the thermals
Okay.
and the wind currents. Like the wind can actually, you get a crosswind, it'll blow your string off. Pull back the nose. Pull back. When you start to see all that ground in front of you, then that means we're descending too quick.
Yes.
There you go. We're going to speed up your engine a little bit. Pull back a bit. There we go. That's nice. Let's make a 90-degree turn to our right. A right turn. Ah, very good. Very nice. That's good. Now we should be heading about north. And your string is doing well. It's staying quite in the center. But if it puffs over all of a sudden, don't worry, that's a crosswind. Left foot, left, there you go, not too much. Left, yeah, there you go. I'll just help you steady it a bit. There you are. Just pull back a bit more on the stick. There you go. You got it now.
Fly better in this direction.
Yes, sometimes a bit of a headwind gives you more lift and drops and buffets and everything. Sometimes a tailwind is more stable. So the direction you're flying will give you a little better flight. And you're doing quite well now. Very coordinated. Your stick and your hands are good. Just pull back a little bit. Yeah. I'll help you here. Going over the water, I guess there's the downdraft there.
Yes.
Okay, you have it again. So we don't want to go too much lower than 2,500. So we'll start to keep our nose up attitude just slightly. And at this point, maybe we can make a 180-degree turn and go back to the south.
Oh, is it typical to make a left turn or a right turn?
At this point, it doesn't matter. Whatever you feel comfortable in. You pick.
Hey, I'm going to avoid the water.
All right. Very nice. How do you feel now?
A little bit more comfortable.
It's coming really quick.
I'm trying to get a little bit more to the right.
Well, don't forget your foot. That'll help kick you around. Now, another common check you can do is you look at your wingtip to the horizon on one side, and then look at the wingtip to the horizon on the opposite side.
Okay.
You look to the right and the left.
Okay, we weren't level.
Right. So if you're in a turn, that's okay. But if you want to be flying level, just a quick. If you're level flying, a quick look right, left. Tells you how level you are, plus it also is a good scan across the sky for airplanes.
Yes.
So doing the wing check and scan, you should do quite often.
Yes, because especially now because I'm using the stick to steer the plane.
Right.
Guelph traffic, this is Serbia, Golf Uniform, Quebec to Charlie, inbound from north to west, 5 minutes back from full stop landing. Angles at 4,500 feet. VFR flight plan from Cold Morning to Section.
Well, this is much more comfortable than the beginning.
Yeah. I'm using my feet a lot more.
And this is the hardest day to stay stable in.
Yes.
Hardest part of the day, I mean. So you're doing quite well considering. Don't forget to use your horizon as your reference. You just keep scanning across the horizon. You'll watch for airplanes and it gives you a good level attitude.
Yes.
So we're going to come back toward the airport, so we want to be 2,500 feet in order to cross over the airport runway.
Okay.
So slowly we will gradually try to increase up to 2,500, which means nose up attitude, yeah, right about there. And I'm going to bump up your RPM for you slightly. So you keep the nose up. Right at the horizon, right about there, I think we will slowly climb. Keep your nose up or we will keep dropping. There we go. I'll bump up your RPM for you just a bit,
Okay.
just to help climb. There, that's a perfect attitude right there to stay for a gentle climb. There we go. We got a bit of lift now. That's a very nice climb attitude. Very gentle and stable. Okay, we're almost there, so we'll start to level out. Nose down a bit. There's 2,500. So we'll just nose down some more. We don't want to go higher. Nose down some more. And our runway is just off to our right. So we have to fly over the runway at 2,500 feet. We'll do our wing level. So you see how we're tilting? There we go. Now we're 2,500. We'll make a gentle turn to the right. Pull back. Yeah. There we go. Nice gentle turn to the right. Keep your rudder going. Yeah, there you go. Keep your rudder turning. Pull back the stick a bit. Yeah. Now we're perpendicular to the runway. We'll just keep this position. We'll fly straight ahead. Nice and level. I see Chris on the ground there. This is where you kind of look down and try to find the windsock. Yeah, there it is. Right about the middle of the field.
Can't see it.
Okay, it is hard to see. It kind of blends in with the ground. We're flying across the runway. Then we'll make a 180-degree turn to our left, and we'll slow the engine and descend all at the same time. We got to drop 500 feet. So it may be a bit more aggressive this time. Nose down, and I'll slow down the engine for us. We want to start sinking. Nose down. Nice gentle turn like you did before. Now, always keep the runway in your sight. So every 3 seconds or 2 seconds, you look at the runway. Nose down. Nose down. When we approach